The concept is very simple. You are going to be given a light or void debuff. Your character will be a glowing flashlight or dark like a shadow priest. I do not know, Linux, how this looks on shadow priests, just as a heads up. Like if you obviously are in void form and you get the
Incredibly
light,
dumb.
yes, but I literally just now had that thought. I'm sure there's a
You,
VOD out there somewhere,
uh,
but just
you can see if you're bright, but you'll have to react to the fact if you're not.
yes.
Oh
So,
God.
um, anyways, the the fight is pretty simple. If you're a light person, you soak light mechanics. If you're a void person, you soak void mechanics. If you take hits from the opposite affinity, you take amplified damage and are likely going to die. Um, so tanks, there's going to be a frontal cone. You just point it away from us. I'm pretty sure we will handle this, and I'll talk about it in a couple weeks when we go with the boss again. But I'm pretty sure I know how we're going to deal with it. The add soak circle. So to start the fight, he's going to do one soak circle. It's either going to be light or void. It is completely random. If you are a void person, you soak the light one. If you're a void person, you soak the dark one. If you're a light person, you soak the light one. It's just that simple. After the soak, it does a knockback from the center point of the circle. So, for instance, what you do not want to be doing is you don't want to be a DPS soaking here because you're going to get knocked out this way. You want to be soaking so you'll stay, semi in the arena of the fight. After the soak lands, a bird of that affinity will come out. Everybody, regardless of your affinity, can hit the bird. That part doesn't matter. What does matter is that the bird does a cast, and if you are light, you are the only team that can interrupt that color bird. So, for instance, if Xancha is a void person and the light bird spawns, he cannot interrupt. It has to be a light person. There's also going to be a circle left behind from every single soak. It's area of denial, but the room is absolutely massive, so I don't know if it's going to affect anything at all. Yeah. The only other thing is after we get past intermission, it increases so that there's one light soak and one void soak. They may change it when the boss actually comes out, so it's always going to be one light and one void. We'll find out when it goes live, but that's how it worked in PTR. When the ads die, they turn into an egg and they cast Rebirth. I haven't seen a PTR footage where it gets the cast off, but I'm pretty sure the bird just respawns. So once the bird dies, it doesn't mean we're done killing it. We have to kill the egg. The biggest mechanic of the fight, and a few weeks ago I said this is going to be a tier where if you expect a raid leader to call everything in every single assignment, this is not going to be a strong tier for you. This is one of those fights where you have to know what's going on and you have to be aware of your surroundings. What I mean by that is this quill mechanic is going to get people killed if you're not on your toes. So this light quill will go on a void person. That's what this arrow represents. A light person has to come in and block the quill from hitting the void person. On Mythic, it was 1000% a one shot. On Heroic, from judging by the damage in the Dungeon Journal, it's not, but week one it might be. But we need to get in a block. It's not more than one person, it just has to be one person. So for instance, this one doesn't get blocked, so this person is going to die. The thing that might screw people up is it's a light quill that goes on a void person, and it's a void quill that goes on a light person. So you have to be on your toes and help people stay alive. Melee, it's going to be a massive clusterfuck in there. You guys cannot move. That goes for you two ranged. We cannot move with this mechanic. You have to get it, plant within 2 seconds, and let your friends come help you. You're going to get yourself killed if you are moving too much. Demon Hunter wise, no idea what this is going to look like, but just be aware. There's going to be walls of balls.
But when you soak, you forgot when you soak is AoE damage.
Yes, it is AoE damage when you soak. I don't know if it increases by the amount of people that soak. I'm pretty sure it stops after one person, but yeah. There's going to be walls of balls that come at you. On Heroic, it was only one color. If you are a light person, you have to go Pac-Man these guys up. If you're a void person, you have to go Pac-Man those ones up. What it looks like is based off how many ads he spawns in phase 1 at the beginning of phase 1 will determine how many walls we get. It caps at 2 ads spawned, and therefore it caps at 2 walls spawned. But if it's 2 walls, I have not seen any footage where it's 2 walls, both are light, or 2 walls, both are void. It's always been 1 light and 1 void wall. But we have to essentially make a gap so that both teams can survive. Ideally, we make a gap in the same spot. So, like if we're clearing this set of walls right here, then we are also clearing this set of walls for light so that everyone can get through. And obviously, the thing that makes the most sense is to clear the center. Intermission, boss is going to do a bunch of different soaks. You just have to stay in your color. So if you're light, you stay in the light one. If you're void, you stay in the void one. It's like 8 different configurations, so you have to move a lot. And then when we get out of intermission, we're hitting an egg in intermission. That's the actual boss that we're trying to kill, is when he goes into the egg. When he hits 0%, he just goes into an egg, which starts intermission. When we get the egg to 0% is when the boss actually does die. When he comes back out of intermission, he does come back at reduced health, but I can't really make any sense of how much reduced health it is every single time. And then, so second phase 1, he's going to spawn 2 separate ads. You can Venn diagram them. These soaks obviously go on people. You just cannot be in the Venn diagram. So if this is me and I'm a light person, I can't stand here because I'll take damage from the void one as well, obviously. Making them...
Immunities can?
I assume so, yeah. But it shouldn't matter. I mean, maybe it'll matter towards the end of the fight as damage starts ramping, because every single time he gets out of intermission, he starts doing more damage in phase 1.
Gotcha.
So when we get, like, let's say we go through 3 intermissions, he's doing like 30% or something more damage, which is really only probably matters for Mythic, but Heroic, who cares? But yeah, we just repeat this. We do more quills, we get the boss to 0, we do another egg, and that's it. So this fight is going to have a lot of graphics. So Void Soak, Void people get in, does a knockback, and everybody can hit this ad right here. But again, only Void people can actually interrupt it. So now it is doing this rebirth thing. I want to kill it. This is the light quill. So you'll see it's on this void person right here. He needs to get it out so that light people can get in and soak it for him. And if you couldn't tell, this puddle grows over time as well. Now we're going to get a void wall, and I'm pretty sure what kind of wall we get is dependent off of what kind of ad spawns. So dark quill goes on light person, void person goes in and soaks it for them. Boss is at 0%, so now we're going intermission. He's going to crash in the center of the room, and it's going to do a knock-up, which could cause some people some problems when it comes to like getting into safe spots. So you just get in your correct color, do the dance. Again, everyone knows stay as close to the center of the circle as you can, or you might not make it to where you need to go. It's very simple. It does do a lot more damage the longer it goes. Healers, I'm sure looking at frames, this is super boring for you. But he's going to do this like 8 times, I believe, and then he's going to rebirth and come out of the egg. And now we're going to get 2 ad soaks. So 1 light and 1 void. And then that bird is back. They're going to land, and so those birds hovering, so like this light bird hovering and then this dark bird hovering, those are the ones that are going to crash into these soaks. So multi-dotters, you can probably get ahead and start dotting these things. And then what he did with this void, with this light circle, we will never do that. We will never drop that in the center of the room. So now we're...
the light one's targeted on a void person, and the void one's targeted on a light person. Does it hit them harder? Do you know? Like, do they need a personal that?
I'm pretty sure it is intended to do it that way. So that's a warrior. I just don't know if it was
like a bigger hit for that one person.
Nah, it didn't look like he took that much more damage.
Okay.
It's definitely not going to be a one shot. So now we're killing both adds, both eggs, getting both interrupts, doing both quills, having another wall spawn next to us, and then there's going to be a light wall that's going to come from the other side. So we want to open up a gap. And we don't really want to tank the boss next to the edge of the wall tanks because, like, you see how these quills are like this? We want to be more centered, I think, so that we can open up more space for people to move those. And then, yeah, we're just going to repeat the fight. The only other thing to mention that I didn't is if you noticed, this guy the guy that we're watching, he was a light boy in the first phase. And then after the boss comes back down, he does Void Light Convergence, which is just like Sprocket Monker. It may swap your affinity, it may not. So you do not have the same Void or Light affinity the entire fight. You might if you get lucky, but it does change after every single intermission for some people. Not a guarantee. Any questions? Cool. All right.